Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep into Netflix today.
All right.
Their performance recently and kind of what it might mean for their future.
Yeah.
We've got a stock analysis report we're going to be looking at, and trust me, there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with Netflix these days.
So, it seems like everyone was just talking about how Netflix was losing subscribers.
Right.
And this report is like, nah,
It's a very different picture than we were seeing.
totally different picture. Like, remember Q4 of 2024 when they added like 19 million new subscribers?
It was a huge surprise to a lot of people.
Paid subscribers, 19 million. That's like unheard of.
What's interesting to me is that, yeah, the Jake Paul fight,
Right.
Squid Game, season 2, everyone's talking about it, grabbing headlines.
Sure.
But the report says, most of those new subscribers are coming from their core content,
Right.
their library.
That says a lot about their strategy because these big splashy events.
Right. They get attention, but they come and go.
Yeah,
But having that deep library of content,
that's the bread and butter.
that's what keeps people subscribed.
That's what's keeping people coming back. It seems to be working
For sure.
because they're projecting revenue to be like $43.5 to $44.5 billion for 2025.
That's massive.
That's a pretty big jump
Yeah.
from their last forecast.
Yeah, they had to revise it upwards based on the strong performance.
Exactly. And they're expecting like a 29% operating margin.
Yeah, that's a really healthy margin.
For those of you who don't know, that's like how much profit they make for every dollar of revenue, essentially.
Yeah, that's right.
So 29% is really good. Shows they're being, efficient with their money.
It does, yeah. Alongside the growth, they're focusing on profitability, which is good for investors.
Let's talk about, live programming and gaming. They're kind of entering into that a little bit. That's a new area for them.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of attention for it, too.
It's getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
What does the report say about that?
Well, they've had some success. You mentioned the Jake Paul fight,
Uh-huh.
WWE Raw,
Yeah.
live events, but getting the rights to full seasons of sports, that's proving to be tough.
Right.
Really expensive.
Makes sense. A lot of competition.
Yeah. The report did mention that they got FIFA Women's World Cup rights for 2027 and 2031. So maybe they're being strategic,
Right.
not going for
Not head-to-head with ESPN and all that.
all the regular sports, but choosing ones that fit with their audience.
Yeah, strategic expansion.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the ad-supported tier.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
ad-supported tier. That was a big change for them.
Big change. Seems to be working out pretty well.
It's like a game changer.
It is.
The report says that it's exceeding revenue expectation,
Uh-huh.
and they're thinking it's going to double its revenue again in 2025. What's really interesting to me is it doesn't seem to be taking away from their regular plan.
That was a concern for a lot of people. Cannibalization of their existing subscribers.
Right. Doesn't seem to be a problem. Over 55% of signups in countries where it's available
Yeah.
are choosing that.
The ad-supported one.
Membership is growing quickly,
Yeah.
and engagement seems to be comparable to the standard plan.
That's great news for them.
Yeah.
So clearly, this ad-supported thing is a big part of their future.
Big part of it, yeah.
And the report mentioned that they're planning on making the advertiser experience better in 2025.
Oh, okay.
They're even, rolling out their own ad tech stack starting in the U.S. in April.
Wow, so they're really going to control the whole thing.
Yeah, so, more flexibility,
Makes sense.
better targeting for advertisers.
Mm.
I mean, win-win for everybody.
Right. Better experience for the viewers as well. You don't want to be seeing irrelevant ads.
So we've seen a lot of good stuff here, but, with this kind of growth, this kind of ambitious expansion,
There's got to be some challenge.
there's got to be some risks. What does the report say about that?
Well, no investment is without risk. The report points out a few things. First one, competition. Streaming market's super competitive.
Yeah.
Lots of players. Everyone's fighting for our attention, our subscription dollars.
And they particularly mentioned that Netflix is relying a lot on this ad-supported tier.
They are.
So if that growth slows down,
That could have a big impact.
could change their projections.
It's a new thing for them. Consumer preferences could shift. Advertising revenue could be affected by who knows what, the economy, all these things.
Mhm.
And the report also brings up this balancing act that they have to do between spending money on content
Mhm.
and making sure they're profitable.
They are known for investing a lot in their content.
There's budgets.
And now they're doing live programming and gaming. It's like, how do they manage all that?
Yeah, they're going to have to be careful. And the report mentions that with their stock price currently at $956.73,
Okay.
that it might be a little overvalued.
Overvalued.
They think the fair value is closer to $795.59.
So what does that mean for someone who's thinking about investing?
Well, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad investment, but it is something to be cautious about. Like, they have a lot going for them, but if they don't meet those growth targets,
Right.
could be some downside risk. The average price target from analysts in the last 6 months is $857.50, but those targets range from as low as $750 to as high as $1,150.
So kind of all over the place.
Yeah, even the experts don't seem to agree on where it's going. Really important to do your research.
Yeah.
Think about your investment goals. Maybe even talk to a financial advisor.
Before making any decisions.
Absolutely.
So we've seen that. Netflix is doing great with subscribers and revenue, but there's that competition. And maybe the stock is a little pricey right now.
It's really interesting. It's a snapshot of a company at a really crucial point. They're doing these new things, live programming, gaming, but they have to stay profitable. And this ad-supported tier could be a real game changer.
Really shows how complicated the streaming world is and how much is
at stake for Netflix?
At stake for Netflix.
Exactly.
Exactly. But before we wrap things up.
I have one more thing.
Okay.
What's the streaming landscape going to look like in 5 years? How's Netflix going to have to adapt to stay on top?
Ooh, that's a good question. What do you think?
I think we're going to see even more fragmentation in the streaming market.
Fragmentation.
Yeah.
So you're thinking instead of having, a couple of big companies that we all subscribe to,
right,
we're going to see a bunch of little ones.
Exactly. More niche streaming services.
Okay.
Catering to very specific interests. So it's already kind of happening, but I think it's going to accelerate even more.
So a streaming service
Yeah.
dedicated to, I don't know, documentaries.
Documentaries.
Or classic film noir.
Yeah. Anime, yeah.
K-dramas.
K-dramas. Okay. So
all sorts of stuff.
Super specific.
Yeah. Which is interesting because if that's the future, how does that impact a company like Netflix?
Right.
That's been
the one-stop shop.
The one-stop shop for everything.
It's a challenge for sure, and one they're going to have to figure out. They've started, they're doing gaming and stuff. But they might have to become even more nimble.
More responsive to what people want.
Exactly. To what viewers are interested in at any given time.
It would be surprising if they just bought some of these smaller companies.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Just to bolster what they got.
Yeah. Stay competitive.
So it's not just about making good stuff.
It's not enough anymore.
It's about understanding the streaming audience.
Right.
And how to make it all work. With their ads, their ad-supported tier.
Right.
You got to make that work in this new world.
In this fragmented market, exactly.
What does it mean for us?
Right.
For people who are watching, subscribing, how do we deal with all this?
Well, in a way, it's good.
Yeah.
More choice,
right?
You can really pick and choose.
Make your own little...
Your own little entertainment package.
Yeah.
But it could also get expensive.
Yeah, because if you want everything, you got to pay for everything.
Exactly.
There's no more,
one size fits
one size fits all solution, so we got to be, I guess...
be more careful.
More choosy.
Yeah.
With our money.
It all comes back to this report, really.
Okay.
It's Netflix is at this...
At a turning point.
Yeah, a crossroads. Big opportunities.
Yeah.
But big challenges, too.
So after looking at all of this stuff, their financials, their strategies, all the risks, should people buy their stock?
Tough question.
Yeah.
And honestly, it depends.
Depends on the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's different goals, different risk tolerance. But at least now, you've got the information to make that decision.
It's a good starting point. Definitely, do your own research. Don't take our word for it.
Absolutely.
Think about what you're trying to do with your money.
And if you're not sure, talk to somebody who knows.
Yeah, like a financial advisor.
Exactly.
But we should also remember that all this information, it's like a snapshot.
It is. Things can change so fast.
Yeah. New competition could pop up.
Subscribers could drop. The ad market, who knows?
Yeah.
It's a crazy world out there.
Always changing.
Got to stay informed.
Yeah. Keep your finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
Which is why you should subscribe to our channel.
Absolutely.
If you want to stay ahead of the game.
We break down these complex topics, make them easy to understand, new deep dives every week.
We try to make it, accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
Whether you're, a big investor or just starting out. We want everyone to understand this stuff.
Exactly. Join us.
Become part of the community. Learn with us.
Learn with us.
But before we go, I have one last thought. We've been talking a lot about Netflix.
We have. Their wins, their struggles, their future.
But let's think about you, the viewer.
You, the viewer.
What's the future of entertainment look like for you? Are you going to be, like, stuck with these big platforms?
The Netflixes of the world.
Yeah. Or are you going to be, like, bouncing around to all these different
all these little niche services? It's a good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah.
As things change, you know.
Think about it.
Yeah. What kind of viewer?
What kind of viewer are you going to be?
Are you going to be? All right. Well, on that note,
I
think that's the end of our Netflix deep dive.
Yeah. I think we covered it all.
We covered a lot.
We did.
Record-breaking subscriber growth.
Yeah.
Live programming, gaming.
The financials, the strategies, the risks, the competition.
All the challenges they're facing.
Yeah.
But it's, like we said.
It's a snapshot.
It's just one moment in time. Things could change like that.
Absolutely.
So you got to stay curious, stay informed.
Keep learning.
And if you want to keep learning with us,
hit that subscribe button.
Make sure you hit that notification bell.
New deep dives every week.
We're here to help you understand the world and, make good decisions.
Informed decisions.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on our Netflix deep dive.
Thanks for watching.
Until next time, keep on streaming.
And keep on learning.
See ya.